welcome to day 22. So we are here with another Saturday class. So we're bringing you another 60-minute practice. So today's class is going to be this fantastic full Vinyasa flow, and then we're really going to chill out at the end and enjoy a nice long Shavasana, so around 5 minutes. So if you love Shavasana, then fantastic. I hope you really get comfortable. Grab your jumpers, your blankets, something to cover your eyes. And if you struggle with Shavasana, if you struggle to relax and struggle to switch the mind off, then this could be one of those classes where I really want you to focus on the breath and really focus on relaxing the body into the ground, into that Shavasana, and see if you can switch off at the end. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the Shavasana, if you did manage to switch off at the end, and if you wish a class was just all Shavasana all the way through. So I hope you do enjoy this class, and I'll see you back on the mat. So we're going to start in a seated position today. Cross-legged if that is comfortable for you. So we'll just take a little bit of time just to arrive on our mat, and if you do want to sit on a cushion or something just to make yourself a little bit more comfortable, then you can grab that now. But then once you're there, I just want you to close your eyes and just gently start to roll those shoulders up, back and down. Getting that nice space between the shoulders and your ears. Getting that spine nice and long. Crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Slight tuck of the chin. Hands just gently resting on top of your knees or in your lap. Feeling your arms heavy. Just do a little check-in here. Notice how you're feeling. And then start to notice your breath. That inhale, coming in through the nose. And exhale, out through the nose. As you inhale, let it go all the way down into the belly. As you exhale, let it go. And again, inhaling down into the belly, and then take another little sip of air till you fill up into those ribs. And then exhale out through the ribs and the belly. And again, inhaling the belly and then to the ribs, and then another little sip of air all the way up into the chest, into the collarbones, filling the lungs. And then exhale out through the chest, the ribs, the belly. Let's just do that one more. So finding that full capacity of our lungs. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, all the way up to the collarbones. And long exhale out. Keeping those eyes closed, I want you to just gently let that neck roll down so that chin tucks towards the chest. Letting that head hang heavy in front. And if you want, you can gently rest your hands on the back of your head. Don't pull down, just let the gravity or the weight of your hands just gently find a little bit more stretch in the back of the neck. And slowly release those hands. From there, you're going to roll the head over towards that right hand side. Keeping those eyes closed. And if you want, that opposite arm, so that left arm can reach out towards that left hand side. So you find that nice stretch through the top of that shoulder and your neck. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that hand back in. And then roll the head all the way back through center and over towards the left. And find that stretch on the other side. So reach that right hand out. Reach those fingertips. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then bring that hand back down. And then we'll float that head all the way back up through center. You can give it a slight shake or nod. Nice and slowly. And then finally we'll open our eyes. Start to roll those shoulders up, back and down. Finding those big circles in the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, switching direction, rolling them forwards. Trying to find a little bit of space. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Bring those palms together. You can take the gaze up towards those hands. Exhale, take the right hand over towards that right hand side. Big side body stretch. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then inhale back up through center, palms together. Exhale, left hand down. Right arm reaches over. Big stretch over. And then inhale, back up through center. Exhale, bring the palms at the chest, elbows out wide. Take the hands on top of the knees now. Starting to find our seated cat-cows. Inhale, start to rock those hips forwards, puff the chest. And then I want you to roll the shoulders back, almost putting your hands against the knees. Inhale. As we then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Find that space between the shoulder blades. And again, inhale, move forwards. Exhale, take it back. Couple more, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhaling around that back. And then bring ourselves all the way back up through center. We'll just take a couple of circles with that body, whichever way you prefer. Nice big circles, getting into those hips a little bit. Just gently starting to find some movement in that body. And then switch direction. Whichever direction you went, just switch it. Big circles. And eventually bring yourself all the way back up through center. From here, I want you to take your hands behind you, just behind your hips, underneath your shoulders. So you can either have the fingertips facing the front of the mat, or if you want to take a little bit of that strain out of your wrist, then just turn those fingertips out slightly. And then from here, I want you to uncross the legs, plant those feet out in front, hip distance apart. Start to press through the feet and the hands. We lift those hips up. Either have them down nice and low, or you can start to squeeze the glutes, lift those hips nice and high, finding reverse tabletop. Opening up through those shoulders. And then from here, just gently start to find a little bit of a rocking motion, forwards and backwards. Warming up through those wrists and opening those shoulders. Keeping that breath going, inhale and exhale. Gradually, you can start to build this up. Maybe taking those hips a little bit closer towards those heels each time we come forwards. Inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, the next time you come back, start to straighten the legs. Shoot those hips all the way back and through. Squeeze the core, press through those hands. Squeeze the core around that back. And then lower down. Bring the sit bones down. Let's roll out those wrists. That was quite a lot of pressure on those wrists. Just take a little bit of a counter stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Little worms with the arms. Circling those wrists around, whatever feels nice. So from here, we are going to work a little bit into our core. And this is kind of a tricky, or it's one of those core muscles that we can't really find when we just do normal ab workouts. It's one of those internal muscles that's really deep inside that helps us with our yoga. So what we're going to do, we've got our legs out in front, and I want you to reach those hands and just place them by the sides of your legs, up onto the fingertips, and then just roll the shoulders back, keep that back nice and flat. So from here, we're going to find 10 pulses with the right leg only. So you're going to start to lift it and find 10 little pulses. And you really want to think about squeezing in through the core to find that lift, and you will feel that in that top thigh as well. So when you're ready, we find 10 with that right leg. We go for 1, 2, use that core, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give it a little shake, and then we'll go through that on the other side. You notice how you really want to squeeze that core to find that lift. Left side we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it back down, give it a little shake. We're going to do 10 more. Either we do 10 with both legs, or we just stick with the one leg and we'll do 5 on one leg and 5 on the other. So you can have a go with both legs, and if it doesn't feel right, then just stick to those single legs. So when you're ready, you're going to use your fingertips a little bit more when you do these 10 reps with both legs. Here we go, use that core. We go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch legs, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it back down. Give those legs a little shake, a little squeeze. And then from here, we're going to plant those hands just by the sides of the top of our thighs or underneath our shoulders. And we're going to work a little bit more into the core, working towards an L-sit. So from here, we're going to press down through those hands and see if we can lift those hips up. And you want to round out through that back and squeeze that core. Inhale here to prepare. As we exhale, press through those hands, see if we can lift those hips up. And then I want you to think about shooting those hips back and see if you can get those thighs up a little bit higher up those arms. So round that back, squeeze that core. And then lower them back down, give them a little shake. Just going to do that 2 more times. Hands back down, inhale to prepare. Exhale, press through those hands, start to lift the hips. Squeeze them up, round that spine, squeeze the core. And then lower back down, give them a little shake. 1 more time. Hands go down, inhale to prepare. Exhale, press through those hands, lift the hips, squeeze that core in, and then lower back down. And now we're going to try and go for that L-sit, and basically this is, we press through those hands, and then we just try and see if we can squeeze our core and lift those legs up just a tiny bit off the ground. Maybe it's just for a millisecond, that's absolutely fine, but we'll give it one go, because it's a bit of fun. So we have those hands down, inhale to prepare. Exhale, you can either start with lifting those legs up, then press through the hands to lift those hips, and then lower back down. So we'll try that just one more time. Hands go down, take that weight back a little bit to lift those feet. Inhale here, exhale, find that momentum, rock forwards, squeeze, 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 and then lower back down. Good job, just let those legs shake out. Inhaling here, and we'll take a forward fold. Lift those arms up overhead. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, and exhale. And again, inhaling, and exhaling. And then rolling yourself back up. From here, cross over at the ankles, roll over in front to plant the hands out in front. Find ourselves in our tabletop position. From here, it can be really nice, just let those hips sink down, stretch out through those hip flexors after all of that core work. You can take a little bit of a wiggle here. And this kind of modified upward dog, stretching out through those hip flexors. Inhale, and exhale. And then bring yourself back up to your tabletop position. We're going to find our cat-cows. Inhale, scoop the belly down, lifting the chest, lift the chin. And then as we exhale, round the back, press down through those hands, tucking the chin and the tailbone. And again, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, rounding the back. Couple more, inhaling here. And exhale to round. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, find that space. Exhale to round the back, pressing through those hands. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes underneath. Press down through those hands, start to lift up those hips and those knees. Find our first downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart, a little bend in those legs. You can start to find a little bit more opening through those shoulders. Trying to get that chest a little bit closer towards those knees and those thighs. Inhaling here. And exhale. You can also have a little play with really bending into those legs. See if you can get your belly to touch onto your thighs. So really bend into those legs. And then start to straighten them a bit. And then bending. And then straightening. Trying to keep that back where it is. Bending the legs. And then straightening the legs. From here, we're going to rock forwards. Inhale, find our high plank position. Exhale, drop the knees down, core tight, find our chaturanga. Elbows go back, in line with the body, tight to the ribs. And then all the way onto our belly, untuck the toes. We inhale here, find our cobra. Start to press through those hands, roll the shoulders back, inhale. And then exhale, lower back down. Into our upward facing dog. Slide those hands just a little bit further back, more towards your ribs. Press through your hands and the tops of the feet to lift the whole body off the ground. Sink those hips down, roll the shoulders back, inhale. Exhale and take the hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog once again. From here, start to walk through the feet. Drawing one heel down at a time. Really walk out through those feet, so walk all the way through into the toes. And then feeling that in the back of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. Inhale and exhale. We'll take our time now, start to walk the feet all the way up towards the top of the mat. Meeting in a forward fold, feet hip distance apart, a little bend in those legs. And you can take a hold of opposite elbows with your hands, just finding this little hammock with your arms, swaying side to side. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhaling and exhaling. And let those hands fall back down. We're going to roll up to standing. Take your time. Roll through each vertebrae of the spine till we come all the way up. And bring the shoulders up, back and down. Arms by the sides, palms facing forwards. Take a big breath in, that belly breath. Ribs, chest, fill the lungs. Inhale. And then big exhale out. From here, using our index finger and our middle finger, we're going to create two hooks with those fingers. Start to bend into those legs quite a bit. And then we're going to hook those fingers around those big toes. So really bend into those legs so you get a nice grip around the toes. And then once you're there, only if it's available, if you have that flexibility, you can start to straighten the legs, but we can either have them bent or straight. Wherever you are, I want you to start to find a halfway lift. So start to find a flat back, lifting that chest. Inhale. As we exhale, then pull with those fingers, deepening into this forward fold. Elbows drawing out wide. Let the head be heavy. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. And then slowly release that grip around those toes. Just wiggle out through the legs. And then toe heel the feet together. So the toes are touching, heels slightly apart. We're going to inhale, slide the hands up the shins, find a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to fold again. Inhale, roll up to standing. Arms come up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bring the palms at the chest, elbows out wide. Finding our sun salutation A. So we inhale here, lift the arms up overhead. You can take the gaze up. You can even start to press those hips forwards a little bit. Squeeze that core, taking a gentle back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, then we find that forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, high plank this first one. Inhaling, strong core. Exhale, chaturanga, drop the knees if you want. Elbows back halfway. To the belly for cobra, or flipping onto the tops of the feet, find upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hips up and back, find downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale to stay. Check in with your downward dog. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You're not rounding in your back. If you are, just have a little bend in the legs. Last breath here. Inhale. As we exhale, bend into those legs like we were doing before. So that tummy touches down onto the thighs. That's to prepare. Look forwards. We can step, big propel forwards all the way to the top of the mat. Toes together. Inhale here, slide the hands up the shins, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing. Arms come up again. Find that little back bend, hips go forwards. Squeeze the core. And then exhale, palms at the chest. We go again. Inhale, lift the arms. Hips forwards, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Stepping or hopping the feet back, but land in your chaturanga. So land with those bent elbows. To the belly for cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Exhale, take downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Check in with your downward dog, making any little adjustments you want to. One more breath here. Inhale together. Exhale to prepare. So bend those knees nice and deep, looking forwards. Finding that big propel forwards, you can step or even jump those feet up. Nice and high and landing towards the top of the mat. We then inhale, find a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. We go again. Inhale, lift the arms. If you want to take that little back bend, squeeze that core. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands all the way back through your chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Your downward dog here is supposed to be your rest pose, so if it doesn't feel like a rest pose, then just take a child's pose. Bring the knees down. It's just for you to focus on your breath. I remember thinking downward dog definitely doesn't feel like a rest pose, but then all of a sudden it does. It's weird. Let's go for one more breath here. Inhale. As we exhale, I want to bend the knees again to prepare. Step forwards or hop. Those feet all the way up to the top. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up, arms come up overhead. And exhale, palms at the chest. We are going to do 2 more rounds, so stick with this. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Moving with the breath. Inhale, flat back. Long exhale, back through your chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to your rest pose, downward dog or child's. Focus in on that breath. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Last breath here. Inhale together. As we exhale, bend the knees to prepare. Look forward, step, walk, or even hop the feet up. We inhale, find that flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. Last round. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Long exhale back through your Vinyasa. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, focusing in on that breath. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure you're not hunched up in those shoulders. Just shake that head a little bit. Make sure the neck is really relaxed. Those sit bones lifting up towards the ceiling. Last breath here. Inhale together. As we exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop the feet up. We inhale, find the flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling up, bring the palms together, that little back bend if you want. And exhale, palms at the chest. Let's just give those arms a little bit of a shake. Give those legs a little shake out. Feeling a bit warmer now. And then from here, we'll take those feet hip distance apart again, toes pointing forwards, a little bend in the legs. We're going to take those hands behind our backs and see if we can interlace those fingers. From here, just start to roll the shoulders back. Inhale here, lift the chest. And then as we exhale, we'll take a forward fold, still with those hands interlaced. And it's okay if those hands stay down by your lower back. Just think about really rolling the shoulders back. Or maybe they're lifting a little bit further away from the body. Everyone has different mobility in their shoulders. Inhale, make sure the neck is relaxed. Exhale to stay. Let's go again, inhaling. And exhaling. And slowly let those hands fall back down towards the mat. Then a little shake. And we'll roll up to standing all the way up. Arms come up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. So from here we're going to work into a little bit of leg balances. So just find that spot in front of you, something that's not moving, something you can focus on. And we're going to take the weight into that left foot now. So coming onto the right toes. And from here you can bring your hands onto your hips. And then we inhale, start to lift that right knee up into the chest. You can keep your hands where they are, or you can even interlace them behind the back of the thigh, holding it up, squeezing that core. Or if you want to, you can reach those arms up overhead, really working with that balance. Inhaling here. And exhale to stay. Inhale again. This time as we exhale, we're going to take that foot and shoot it all the way to the back of the mat. Big step back, finding ourselves in our high lunge. Inhale here, lift the arms. Exhale, bend into that front leg a little bit more. We then drop the back heel down and open up the arms, open that chest to our warrior two. Gaze forwards. Make sure that knee is rotating outwards so we can see the inside of that front foot. We then inhale, lift the arms, straighten that front leg. Exhale, come back down into a warrior two. Inhale again, lift the arms, straighten that leg. Exhale, find your warrior two. Sink into the hips, gaze forwards. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, sink down. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sinking down. Flip that front palm, reverse the warrior. Reach that arm all the way up. Find space. And then towards the back of the room. That back hand just gently resting on that back leg. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. And again, inhale. And exhale. We then inhale, transition forwards. Bring that elbow on top of or on the inside of that left knee. And then that right arm's going to go all the way up and over, palm facing down. Finding our side angle pose. Here, just check in, make sure that top shoulder is rolling back, keeping that chest nice and open. Making sure that front knee is rotating outwards, opening up through those hips. From here, we take the gaze down towards the mat. Bring that top hand onto that top hip, onto that right hip. We then reach that left hand towards that top left-hand corner of the mat. We can start to hop that back foot in a little bit. So we're really starting to take the weight into that hand and that front foot. We start to transition forwards, forwards, forwards. So we can float that back leg up, finding ourselves in a half moon. Those hips are open towards the right, so that right hip is stacked on top of the left. Flexing that floating foot, so you're activating all the muscles in that leg, keeping it strong and stable. And only if you want to, you can bring that right hand up towards the ceiling, opening that chest a bit more. Inhaling here, and exhale to stay. Inhale again. This time, exhale, look down towards the mat. Slow transition. We bring that hand down and square the hip. So now that right hip drops and we squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. And then exhale, nose to knee, find your standing splits. Inhale, bring that foot all the way down to meet the left as we find a halfway lift, flat back. And then exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, palms up the chest. Other side, so take those feet out, hip distance apart again. And then find that spot in front of you. We start to take the weight into that right foot now, coming onto the left toes. Either the hands on the hips, or you can have them up overhead. Or inhale, bring that knee to the chest, and if you want, you can take a hold of the back of the thigh. Squeeze that core, inhale. Exhale to stay. So already finding that balance, inhaling. This time, exhale, shoot that foot all the way to the back of the mat. Finding ourselves in our high lunge, arms are up, bending into that front leg. Inhale. Exhale, drop the back heel down, open up, a warrior two. Gaze forwards, check in with that knee, making sure it's going out towards that right hand side so you can see the inside of that front foot. Then we find that flow. So inhale, lift the arm, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink back down, warrior two. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, warrior two. Just two more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, a little deeper. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, reach the arm all the way up and back. Big side body stretch. Still bending into that front leg. Inhaling here. And exhale to stay. And again, inhale. This time, exhale, we transition forwards. Elbow comes on top of, or on the inside of that front knee, left arm up and over, palm facing down. Side angle pose, that shoulders rolling back. Our chest is open towards that left hand side. And knees pressing outwards, inhale. Exhale to stay. Then we can start to bring that top hand onto your left hip. Taking the gaze down towards the mat, reach that right hand towards the top right hand corner of the mat. Hop the back foot in as we start to transition the weight into that front foot and that front hand. And we can slowly float that back leg up. Half moon pose, we want those hips open, that top hip stacked on top of the bottom. And only if you want to, you can bring that left arm up, opening that chest. Make sure that legs, the muscles in the leg are active, keeping you nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down. Slowly bring that hand down to square the hips. Squeeze the inner thighs together. We then inhale, find a halfway lift on those fingertips, flat back. Exhale, fold, nose towards the knee. Standing splits. Bring that foot all the way back down. We inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, rolling up to standing, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. We're going to do that flow just one more time, but we're going to go through it a little bit quicker, especially now since you know where we're going. So take those feet hip distance apart once again. Finding that leg balance, start to take the weight into that left foot, right, coming onto the right toes. Either those arms up overhead. As we inhale, bring that knee into the chest. Arms stay here, or they can take a hold of the back of the thigh. Because from here, we're going to really use that core, and we're going to extend that foot out in front. Like we did in our L-sits at the beginning, you're going to feel this in that thigh. Point those toes forwards, inhale. And then exhale, bend back into that leg. We shoot that foot all the way to the back of the mat. High lunge, nice. Inhaling here. Exhale, drop the back heel down, sinking into a warrior two. Straight away here, we'll flip the front palm, find our reverse warrior. Reach it all the way up and back, inhale. And then as we exhale again, we're going to shift all the way forwards, find our side angle pose. Elbow on top or on the inside of that knee. Coming into our half moon pose, you can bring that hand onto that hip as we reach that left hand forwards. Either hop that foot in or big step up to float that back leg up. Finding our half moon pose. Right hip stacked on top of the left. If you want, you can reach the right arm up. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. Bring that top hand down now, square the hips, inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold, standing splits. Foot comes down, meeting in a forward fold. We inhale, find that flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, folding again. Inhale, rolling up to standing, arms come up. Exhale, palms at the chest. Last time, last side. So feet hip distance apart, coming onto the weight on that right foot, left toes. Inhale, bring that left knee into the chest, holding the back of the thigh or arms up overhead. Squeeze that core. We then extend that foot out in front. Use that core, use that thigh. Inhale. And then exhale, bend back into that leg. Shoot it all the way to the back of the mat. High lunge. Inhaling here. Exhale, drop the back heel down. Warrior two, gaze forwards. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, reach it all the way up and back. Inhale. Did say we were moving quicker. We transition forwards, shift forwards, elbow on top of or on the inside of that front knee. Side angle pose. Inhaling here. Exhale, gaze down. You can bring that hand onto that hip. Reach that right arm towards the top right hand corner of the mat. Hop the back foot in, or you can do a big step up to float that back leg up. Opening the hip, opening the chest. You want to reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Gaze down towards the mat. We then square the hips. Inhale here, find a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Coming all the way back into our forward fold, feet at the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rolling up to standing. Arms come up overhead, palms touch. And exhale, palms at the chest. Let's give those arms and those legs a little bit of a shake. We'll take ourselves all the way back into our downward facing dog. So we'll take one vinyasa. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Either stepping the feet all the way to downward dog or option for a vinyasa. Inhale. And exhale. In our downward facing dog, just start to walk out through the feet. And from here, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale to bend the knee and open up the hip. So you want that right hip to be stacked on top of the left, like we found in our half moon pose. You can even take a little peek over your left shoulder and see if you can see that right foot wants to fall over that way. Either staying here, or if you want to take wild thing, we start to shift that weight forward so that wrist, shoulder comes over the wrist, and then let that foot fall all the way behind. The toes press down. Inhale, lift those hips up, open that chest. Find that wild thing, strong in that supporting arm. Inhale. Exhale, gaze back down, flipping all the way back. Three-legged dog. Right leg up and back, inhale. This time, exhale, we shift forwards, knee to opposite elbow. Squeeze that core and then extend that foot out towards that left-hand side. We then drop that back heel down. And you can either stay here or we start to come onto the left fingertips or even start to bring that left arm up, finding our fallen triangle. Again, it's a lot of support on that right arm. Inhaling here. And then exhale, hand comes back down. Come onto the back toes and then take that right leg all the way up and back. Inhale. And then exhale, step that foot through. Big step up to the top of the mat. Drop the back heel down once again. We rise up into our warrior two. Open those arms, gaze forwards. Inhale and exhale. We then straighten that front leg. So we find our fallen triangle on the floor. Now we find our normal triangle. So I want you to squeeze the glutes, press those hips forwards. I want you to imagine that you're in between two glass panels. So you want to keep in between those glass panels. You don't want to stick your butt out or that shoulder to roll down. So we squeeze the glutes and then start to reach that hand as far forwards towards the front of the room without that butt sticking out. And then bring that hand down. That left arm comes up, opening that chest. Inhaling here. If it's okay in the neck, you can take the gaze up towards that top hand. Inhale. And exhale. And then bend back into that front leg. We're going to windmill the hands down to frame that front foot. You can take a vinyasa or step straight back to downward dog, your choice. Downward facing dog. So last little bit of effort here before we really start to slow things down. So left leg comes up, inhale. Exhale to bend the knee, open up that hip. Again, think about that half moon when that hip is stacked on top of the other. And if you want, you can take a little peek over that right shoulder. Maybe you can see that foot, maybe not, that's fine. Inhaling here, if you want to take wild thing, we shift forwards first, and then let that foot fall all the way behind. Press through the feet, lift the hips, open that chest. Inhale, big breath in, and exhale. Gaze back down, flipping back, three-legged dog. Left leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, shift forwards again, knee to opposite elbow, squeeze that core, and then extend that foot out towards the side. Drop that back heel down, and then either coming onto the right fingertips, or you can bring that right arm up, finding our fallen triangle. Inhaling here, just one breath. Exhale, hand comes back down, coming onto the back toes, and then let that left leg go all the way up and back. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, step that foot through. Big step up. Drop the back heel down, setting up for our warrior two. We rise up, gaze forwards, and then start to straighten that front leg. Find our triangle on the other side. So again, think about those glass panels. So squeeze the glutes, press those hips forwards, and then start to hinge at that front hip. Reach that left arm forwards. Try to keep that sit that body in that one plane, and then bring that hand down, right arm up. Roll that shoulder back, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhaling here. Exhale, take the gaze down, bend into that front leg. Frame the front foot with the hands. Last vinyasa or straight to downward dog, your choice. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Here, everyone, bring those knees down. Find your well-deserved child's pose. A lot of movement. You can have the arms down by the sides. Let those shoulders round. Inhale and exhale. Getting that breath back down, getting that heart rate back down. then from now, we'll really start to slow the practice down. So from here, just start to walk the hands up, bring that chest up, roll onto the outside of your left hip to let that right leg go out long. You might want to turn on towards the side of your mat. Want that right leg out towards the side and then have that left foot in. We inhale here, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, take that hand towards that right foot, left arm reaches up and over. So it's such a nice stretch because you either, you can feel it quite a bit in that lower back or even in those hips. Inhale and exhale. And even in those ribs. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly bring yourself back up. Take a little twist. Take that left hand behind you. That right hand could come on the outside of that left knee. And then just gently apply a little bit of pressure. Just add a little twist through that spine. And then ease it off, come back through center. We'll just switch out those legs. So bring that right foot in. That left leg goes out towards the side. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, left hand down. Right arm reaches up and over. Thinking about that right hip drawing down. Keeping that chest nice and open, even if that means that arm's reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. Bring yourself all the way back up, nice and slowly. Take that right hand behind as that left hand comes on the outside of that knee. Apply a little bit of pressure just to find that twist through that spine. Inhale and exhale. And then coming back through center. Just gently take that right leg out towards that side as well. So we find ourselves in our straddle splits. So if you have a little micro bend in those legs, that's absolutely fine. But if you notice that your feet start to roll in, then maybe just bring those feet in a little bit closer. So I really want you to think about those feet actively rolling out wide, out towards the side. And then from here, start to reach those hands out in front. Take a big breath in. And then as we exhale, maybe you can walk those hands out a little bit further. Just check in, make sure those feet aren't rolling in. And then you just come down to wherever your body allows. Nothing should be painful here, but it's definitely not the most comfortable. Just breathe through it. Inhale. As we exhale, can you reach out a little bit further? And again, inhaling and exhaling. Nice big deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. So for one more, inhale, exhale. And slowly, slowly bring that body back up. Take a hold of the back of the right knee. Bring that knee in. And take a hold of the left knee to bring that knee in. Give them a little squeeze, a little shake. And then from here, we are going to come down into our Shavasana. So a nice long Shavasana. So if you do want to grab anything, a blanket, a jumper, something to cover your eyes, just slowly grab those now, and then we'll make our way all the way onto our backs. And once you're there, those eyes are closed, arms by the sides. You can take them out a little bit wider, palms facing up, let the feet roll away from each other. And you can start to let go of the breath. And then we'll just do a scan through the body. So I'll talk you through it. Starting with the toes. Just noticing the toes. And then just let the muscles completely relax and melt away. And then going up into all of those muscles in the feet, around the ankles, all melting away into the ground. And then going up through the legs, so into the calves, the shins, around the knees and up into the thighs. All those big muscles just completely relaxing, melting into the ground. And then up into the glutes. And then into the stomach, the abs, even the lower back muscles completely relaxing, melting into the ground, melting away. And then up into the chest, and up into those shoulders. And then start to notice the fingers, all the muscles in the fingers, the hands, all completely relaxing. Up the arms, all the muscles in the arms relaxing, melting away. And then through those shoulders, and then finally up into the head. All those tiny little muscles in your face, and the ones between your eyebrows, all of them just completely relaxing, melting into the ground. And then slowly start to find some micro movements in the fingertips, in the toes, almost like your body was frozen and it's slowly melting and waking back up. And into those hands and into the feet. And those arms and the legs waking up. And into the chest, you can take a big breath in. Even reach those arms up overhead, find a full body stretch. And keep your eyes closed, just slowly start to roll onto your side. Bring the knees into your chest. And then take your time, bring yourself all the way up to that comfortable seated position we found at the beginning of the class. And close those eyes. And once again, just notice how you feel. And bring the palms together at the chest. Namaste.